Hello and welcome to yet another success story of the Talent Corner franchise opportunity. Today we have with us two friends, Sita Lakshmi Srinivasan and Kalpana Joshi, who got together more than a couple of years ago to start this business together. They have their own story and success mantra for success. They're not going to only tell you good things, but also going to be talking about their challenges in this entire journey, to make sure that you know what to do in this business, how to move forward and how to get success. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask questions to both of them and they will be answering one by one. My first question is for the two of you to share a little bit with our audience today about your own career background prior to becoming a Talent Corner franchise. So I'm going to start with you, Kalpana, and then I will move to Sita.
Yeah. Good morning, Rashish. Thanks for inviting and helping us to introduce ourselves. I have an HR background. I completed my MBA in HR in 2010. And post that, I'm exclusively working for 12 years into recruitment, handled mid and senior positions. I work with one of the leading recruitment consulting firm. So that is where the journey started for me.
And Sita, would you like to share your career background?
Thanks, Rashish, for giving us this opportunity. I have been working for the past 22 years, out of which 12 years I've spent in corporate, working for pharma companies, insurance. And then in 2011, I decided to take a sabbatical because of my kids. And then I got into the business arena. And just last 2 years back, I decided to get into this recruitment business with my friend Kalpana. I have an MBA in HR and I'm a pharmacy graduate, basically.
Great. So, what I understand is that you both were not into businesses, right? And a lot of people intend to do business, but, somehow they procrastinate. They're always thinking twice. So my question to both of you is, why? Why did you choose to start a business, at any point of time? And forget about recruitment. Why get into business? And this question, Sita, is for you. Why did you want to start getting into business,
See, Rashish, 10 years back, when I left my corporate career, the one thing I had in my mind was priority to my family. Okay. Now, with priority to my family, I also wanted financial independence. So what a business gives basically women and females is they get a financial independence and also the flexibility to work as per their working hours. So you can dedicate time to your family as well as have the financial independence. And that's the reason basically we got into business.
Okay, that's very interesting. I think very clear. Financial independence, balancing family. I think a lot of people today want to focus on these two aspects, and I'm glad the opportunity that you tapped into business, I hope, is getting you that. And Kalpana, this next question is going to be fairly easy for you, but you've been 12 years into recruitment. I know a lot of people who get bored doing recruitment. But why did you actually choose to do recruitment as a business option?
To be really frankly, recruitment is a passionate job, you have to be really passionate about it. The quality basically is, we like to serve and, we give dream jobs to people. Sometimes it is like, for us, getting a dream job, it's being successful in your career. So giving someone and they come back and saying you thanks for giving up that job, it made my dream, it made my career. So it's a very satisfying thing. So that made me kept going on and all. That is the end. That was why the recruitment is passionate for me. So I thought of recruitment only.
Okay, that's an interesting thing. I think those people who are very passionate about recruitment always tend to succeed in the recruitment business. Obviously, we've seen people who are not from a recruitment background also doing very well. But my next question is, you've spent 12 years in the recruitment industry, and I do know the other company that you were working for. They, of course, work with their own team. But when you came to Talent Corner to take up a franchise, what was the reason that you chose to have Talent Corner as your partner of choice?
Okay. When we actually started thinking of starting a business, me and Sita, we actually both contemplated, let's do something else, we'll we'll go about. We went to a couple of other franchisees also. We visited other franchisee outlets. Sita has a very good quality of, having a leadership quality, and I have recruitment as a, skill set. So we thought we both combine it together, and this would be business where will actually grow. That is where, because her leadership skills and my skill set, we thought so. Recruitment is what we took it ahead. Talent Corner, why? Because when we visited you, when we came to Talent Corner office, we met up with you, the kind of vision, the kind of processes what you follow, being a professional organization, it gave us, no, it is Talent Corner, we have to go ahead. That is, we took the decision, being very professional. We thought Talent Corner is really professional in their way.
Great. So it's always good to hear nice things about ourselves, and obviously along with your leadership and vision and recruitment experience, I think it is a good choice for us and for you to get into this lovely partnership. And now there's a tricky question I'm going to ask you, and I always get curious about this. Is two friends, obviously they get into a partnership, and there's a lot of risk involved. And I always believe that somewhere you don't want to mix your personal and professional relationship. But the two of you have done it amazingly well, right? And I just want to, basically, I'm sure you guys fight. I'm sure there are going to be disagreements at times. But I'm curious to know, when the two of you got together, you've done well in the last 2 years plus. Don't tell us only the good things. Tell us what kind of challenges that came across. How did you go about resolving those challenges, not only in the recruitment facet, but as partners together, working on a common business? And this time I'm going to go with Sita first and then Kalpana later.
Rashish, that's a very interesting question, actually. And like you said, differences are bound to happen in any partnership. But as friends, what we realized is that we know each other's strengths and weaknesses. So we thought when we are getting into business, we should kind of complement each other. So we should leave that part of function to the person who can handle it well. So, the effective communication was what helped us in between us. So it's like, I know everything, all the clients that she deals, all about them. She knows everything, all the clients that I deal with. So we have a very transparent communication, and we communicate. So effective communication is one of the things that has kept us as friends and as business partners, and also trying to find out what the other person can do best and giving him the full kind of, empowerment to do that without interfering. So that has helped us, and that has kept us going.
Well, I think that's very important cues that you mentioned. One, communicate. I think that really builds the transparency in any relationship. And you've so beautifully mentioned that. And the second very interesting part that you mentioned is trusting the opposite person, empowering them to take a decision and trusting them that they will move right. Very critical with a partnership. I'm sure a lot to learn from that particular experience. Kalpana, anything different that you would like to put in? Give us a little lighter moments. What happens when the two of you fight?
Right. No, we actually usually come up at one point. She tells her point, I tell my viewpoint, and we come at this thing at a certain less. Yeah, this is fine. This should be going ahead. Like, this is what it is.
Great. I'm envious of this particular relationship. People not fighting for 2 years is quite an amazing partnership to get into.
Yes, hopefully.
Rashish, one point I'll add here.
Yeah, go ahead, Sita. Go ahead.
I said here, either you get convinced or you get convinced the other person. It works that way. So it's like you put up your points. Either you convince me or I put up my points and I convince you. So we have to reach at a decision. That is how it is.
So I put my views, she put her views, and then we come up a mid solution for both of it. So that is where it is.
Very interesting. Convince the opposite person or get convinced. Simple mantra to make sure that two friends who are in a partnership together. I think I'm going to share this success formula with those people who are husband wife also. It'll work for them also. In due course of time. Okay, so obviously my next question is around this entire journey that you've had in Talent Corner as a franchise partner, and I know it's not been easy. You've had certain ups, certain downs, certain ups again, and it's been a very different ride. But obviously, you are achieving success. I want you to tell me a little bit about what have been the challenges that you had in your journey as a franchise partner, and how did you overcome those challenges? Because obviously not everything is a bed of roses. Idea is to learn what kind of challenges to expect, but also to how to overcome those challenges. So Kalpana, this question's for you.
Yes, when we actually started in Jan 20, and everybody knows, like within 3 months, COVID struck. So that was a really challenging time for both of us because we have recently started an entrepreneurial role. In 3 months' time, all the business does stand still. We both were very positive on the front. No, things will change. So the positive attitude what we had and the patience, which kept us going. We had these two challenges basically because the entire standstill of recruitment was there during the COVID time. I think only patience and perseverance, where we both were like, it will work, and we will do it better. So keeping that positive mind in our, and we just went on. That is where we were.
Okay, so positive mind was the key during COVID times, and I completely agree with you that COVID was a difficult phase, and for like most businesses, it was a difficult phase, and especially for Talent Corner, I think the first 3 months were usually the very challenging months. I'm sure Sita and Kalpana both agree. But then once we figured out our way forward, once we figured out that things are not going to be all that bad as we perceive it to be, and we kind of, all of us came together and we struck a formula which was, let's just be patient, let's continue to do the right things, let's make sure that we are reaching out to the clients more often, let's make sure that we are building relationships. I think all of us stuck to that formula, and it worked really, really well for us. And I'm
Sorry.
sure next when I ask Sita,
I wanted to add one more thing. Sorry
Sure.
to interrupt. It's like, during the COVID time, Talent Corner really kept us busy, by keeping webinars, and, they kept us updated about the situation, what was happening. We were with the industry. So we didn't lose much in terms of the knowledge gain, that we were up to date. That is what I want, that kept us motivated.
Right, rightly put. I think we made that little special effort to make sure that everybody was preoccupied. It's often said that a idle mind is a devil's paradise, and we didn't want our franchise partners to be in that particular situation. And thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for both of you and your teams to participate in those webinars as well. Sita, obviously there are certain success mantras that you've had, and I know that you have success mantras because it's worked, well for you. This whole concept of relationship building has worked well for you. But I want you to share it with the audience today. What were those success mantras? Because that has really, really helped you turn around as the COVID went away, and billings have just rapidly happened. But let me not put it to the audience. Let you share it. What were the success mantras?
Rashish, as Kalpana rightly pointed out, the first and foremost success mantra was being patient. Okay, so we were patient with a positive attitude. The second was we were quite perseverant, I feel. We do not lose hope. We keep on following up with our clients. Okay, if suppose the CVs are not matching, what is the reason? What can we do better? How can we really match your expectations? So we have been quite perseverant with that. The third, I would say, is we have always been people-centric. So may it be our team, may it be our clients, we always kind of try to deliver what the other person wants. And last P, what I would talk about is profit. So if you actually follow the first 3 Ps, that is having a positive attitude, being perseverant, and having a people-centric behavior, profit starts ticking in. And that is how we have seen success in the last few months.
Correct. I'm glad, Sita brought this up. A lot of people keep asking me this question, how early or how late can we see profits? But as Sita beautifully mentioned it, that if you're perseverant, if you're people-centric, and if you're focused at delivering what the customer wants, profit is bound to come. And I'm telling you with a reasonable amount of surety that Sita and Kalpana are an ideal example of someone who's been that particular way. During difficult times also, they stood their ground and made sure that they stuck to their business plan, and profits definitely are visible as they both mentioned it. obviously getting into a franchise partnership is obviously a difficult choice, Sita and Kalpana. And I've often seen that a lot of parent companies promise a lot. And the challenge is that, promise versus delivery is always an issue sometimes. But I want you to give your honest opinion that having been in partnership for almost 2 years with Talent Corner, what has been the promises that we made to you earlier in terms of support, and what has been the promises that we delivered? And you can be absolutely blatantly honest, because we also want to improve. Whatever you saw in terms of the promises made and the delivery, please share it with the audience today. And I'm going to ask this question to Kalpana.
Yes, from the day we have joined Talent Corner, the first and foremost, I would really add in our team leader, Surbi. She has been really supportive, whether it is a client coordination or, to understand the client. She used to give us the entire insight about the client. Post that, how we deal, she used to let me know the coordination and everything, how it has to be done. She made our settling process very smooth. It was a very smooth process for settling. Post that, each and everything is being documented. So, that is one thing. It is very transparent. It is very documented, very professionally. Payments and invoices, we never had any issues. Everything is on time. I mean, what committed, when the payments are hit to Talent Corner, we really get it in the 2-3 working days. We get it in our account. So I think we never had in these 2 years any issues in terms of, no complaints as of now.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key traits that we've tried to work at in Talent Corner, is about making sure that the entire process is very transparent. I'm going to probe you a little bit more, Kalpana. So, you mentioned, of course, about the team leader providing you the support and most things being documented. How was the initial training experience that you went through? And I know you've been an experienced recruiter, but there's a lot of content that we built in the recruitment business. What was your feedback about the entire training experience?
See, it is perfectly the way it has been given. When the position has been shared to us, we have to understand the position. We have to first go through the company details. You need to be really thorough about the client, so that when we actually speak to the client, we are aware how the client is going to behave. The client is, the expectations, what the client has, we are aware about it. So the process of 30 minutes speaking before, taking the client and talking is what made his help in terms of coordination and, making the process really smooth.
Okay. I think yeah, that's a very key ingredient at Talent Corner, about the initial 20-30 minute call and clarifying the same. I see Sita also wanting to make a point out here, so I'm going to ask Sita, anything that you would like to add, Sita?
See, Rashish, you specifically mentioned about the training program that Talent Corner provides just after we get into the franchising. See, for a non-recruiter like me, the training program made a lot of difference. Of course, for Kalpana, she has been doing it for 12 years, so she knows the A to Z of recruitment. For me, it was really helpful, and we make it a point, whoever joins our team goes through the entire training program, the videos that you shared with us, so that they have a deeper insight into recruitment and they can avoid the little mistakes, otherwise which would have happened. So it's like learning with experiences, and the training makes a lot of difference to it. So thanks, Rashish, for sharing those training videos with us. Thank you so much.
Great. Also, I want to ask you a question is, around the support in case there are challenges coming in. And I know at Talent Corner, we have a mechanism of support. We have a mechanism of review. Any honest thoughts about these two aspects? And I'll ask you, Sita, the same question.
The support has been very good, Rashish. It's not that because I'm talking to you, I'm telling you this, but definitely, I mean, even the quarterly meetings that we have with you, that has been great. It has shown us a huge direction in the way how to move forward, what we have to focus on, and the experience that you have in the industry, 18-20 years experience, we really learn a lot from that. So support from head office has been excellent, and I'm sure this will help us move a great way ahead. The kind of support that we get from you.
Great, thank you. I think one of the key learnings from the COVID for us have been the quarterly review meetings that you spoke about. It's something that we started off thanks to COVID, because we saw that this can be done. It's a lot more easier to get it done. And we actually do these review calls with our franchise partners every quarter almost. And I must share with the two of you that not only has it worked well for you, but it has worked well for every other franchise partner who's done, who's done well. The whole overall organization has done well. And I think, anything learned during COVID is obviously implemented well, and, it brings results by itself. Okay, so I know Kalpana mentioned about the financial transactions being transparent, but I'm going to ask you to reiterate the same thing again. Money is a very important part of any partnership, right? It's very important that there is huge amount of transparency maintained in this entire transaction, timely payments, timely collections, everything else. If you don't mind, once again reiterating what's been your experience in this entire transaction where money is supposed to be given to you, your invoices are being generated. How has been the entire financial transaction? Kalpana, I'm going to ask this question to you, and Sita, I would request you to add on as well.
Okay, as I mentioned, once the candidate joins, we obviously take the details from the company and we provide it to our team leader, Surbi. She goes ahead and the accounts department basically raise the invoice and it directly goes to the client directly. So the entire process of all the details mentioned, the GST number or, everything has been mentioned perfectly. There is nothing ambiguity or anything. It has been very transparent. And I think we have mentioned, given all the transactions has been penned and papered, everything has been documented. So I think transparency is what really been very clear. Everything has been marked to us. And
Great. Anything you like to add, Sita?
See, I would also like to add that the follow-up with the clients take place very regularly by our team leader. So we don't have to bother much. Once the invoice is raised by them, we don't have to do any follow-up. Then the money directly strikes our bank once Talent Corner receives it. So the process is so smooth that for us, it's only closure. We have to the candidate has to join, we have to inform you, the invoice is raised, post which everything is taken care by Talent Corner head office team. So that really helps, because then we can focus on recruitment. We don't have to worry about client payments and all that. And I'm really happy that once Talent Corner payment hits Talent Corner, within a day or so, it comes to our account. So that's amazing. We have never followed up a Talent Corner for payments till now. Thanks to you, Rashish, and your team.
Great. I'm thankful to you for sharing this, because usually money matters is usually what most people are concerned about, and I wanted people to have that confidence that no matter what happens, transparency in a financial transaction is always going to be the key strength at Talent Corner. And we try to make sure that payments are hitting your bank accounts as soon as possible. Money is usually a huge motivator, and I've seen that really working for everybody else. Okay, so another vision question, Sita, this one's for you. I know that you guys are doing well, and I'm really glad about it. But what's the future looking like? What are you guys looking to build?
We want to grow ahead with Talent Corner, definitely, Rashish. We started as a 3-member team, me, Kalpana, and one more member. So post-COVID, we've added few members. Now we are a 5-member team and doing good. What I see by the end of 2022, we should at least be a 7-member team. And we have to focus on IT recruitment. So our core has been non-IT so far, and pandemic has taught us that IT recruitment is booming. It's coming up. So we would want to actually have departmentalize our team, have a non-IT team, IT team, focus. Our processes are done, but we want to reiterate on the process, training, etc. So we are looking ahead with a lot of positivity and growing up with Talent Corner.
Great. I'm so glad to hear this 3 to 5, 5 to 7 compartmentalization in terms of specializations, wanting to do IT recruitment. And I couldn't have agreed with you more that the IT recruitment is going to be a huge recruitment force in the times to come. Of course, there are challenges because there's so much of demand. But yes, with every opportunity, there come challenges, but it's also an opportunity. So one needs to look at that. And I'm very glad to hear. I think if I were to look at December 2022 and see a strong 7-member team with Kalpana and Sita, I think I would be very, very delighted. Needless to say, a strong member team with a good amount of profitability for your branch is what my prayer would be for 2022. And I think it's an ideal prayer to make today with 2022 coming up. Again, a question now. This one's to both of you. Okay. A lot of people who are perhaps going to be watching this video are going to be people who are considering, taking up a Talent Corner franchise. What would be your advice to them? And don't only say the good things. Also keep in mind that they also want to hear the real things about what to expect. What would be your advice for them if they're thinking about taking the Talent Corner franchise model? And I'm going to ask Kalpana to answer this question first.
Yes. Whenever a person is planning to start a recruitment business, specifically with Talent Corner or any other business in recruitment, the major points what a person should look at: transparency. The first thing here, we got an opportunity to directly interact with the HR. So once you're getting that opportunity to directly interact with the HR, you can understand the position, you can very well close the position. That is the main thing, and build a good relationship with them. On that, the business grows. So that is where I would say the first and foremost thing is to actually, have a transparent relation with the concerned person, or, any franchisee, or, any business when you're planning to start off. That is one of the things. And obviously when you start moving, your growth is bound to happen, and you obviously tend to have profits. Thank you.
Perfect. Sita, your inputs of anybody looking to consider in themselves as a Talent Corner franchise partner.
I would certainly recommend to take up a Talent Corner franchisee to any of my friends or relatives who have had a background of business, who have not had a background of business. But I would only say that please work with patience, with perseverance. It's not a business that in the first month itself, you will start hitting the profits and all that. So you have to give your hard work and diligently work towards it. And within 3 to 6 months, you will surely achieve good results. So that would be my advice. And definitely go with Talent Corner, because like Kalpana mentioned, and like we have been talking, the transparency, the kind of support, etc., that we receive from the head office is excellent. And needless to add, one of my friends, rather clients, has already taken up a franchisee based on the discussion that I've had with him. So I'm very happy about that. And he's also doing well. So I'll certainly recommend to more people.
Great. Thank you, Sita and Kalpana. 2-3 very interesting points that you mentioned. That one, Kalpana mentioned that the interaction along with the HR is so important, to ensure that you get success. And I think the USP of the Talent Corner franchise model is that we trust our franchisees when we give them a client and allow them to directly interact with the HR. And when Kalpana actually agreed to the thought process, it made me think that I'm glad I took the right decision of putting this in the process. And Sita, thank you so much for putting this in candid words, that you can't be getting money in the first month. And I keep telling my prospects the same thing, that the first 3 months are usually the period of struggle, right? Are the period where you should not expect anything, but focus on learning, focus on making mistakes, focus on growing in the right direction with relationships. And when you mentioned it, that, if you are at it with perseverance for the next 3 to 6 months, you're bound to make profits. And I do know you've been instrumental in also recommending one of our clients to become our franchise partners. I'm very glad that he's a part of the system now. I also want to share with you that it's not only you. We've had other well-wishers of Talent Corner who are our franchise partners, who've recommended their friends, their family. In fact, in this particular year, that is 2021, we've had close to 6 franchise partners who've been recommended by our existing franchise partners to become partners. So that speaks volumes about what you guys bring to the table and what we're able to achieve together. I'm also happy to share with you, and I'm sure this is a great and proud moment for all of us, that we've been recognized as the Franchisor of the Year for 2021. As you can see to the left, I have an award next to me, and I'm very, very proud of it. But I must mention this entire award is not thanks to the effort that I or anybody at the head office has singularly put in. It's because of partners like Sita and Kalpana, our 67 other partners across India, that we've been recognized this after almost 10 years of struggle to become a successful, ethical, transparent, profit-making, great opportunity franchising company. And again, Kalpana and Sita, I'm always indebted to the two of you for sparing your time today, for sharing this very honest and very nice success story with success mantras and guiding our prospects and existing franchise partners to move in the right direction. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best, lots of success. And maybe I am really praying that 2022 December, we achieve the goal of 7+ strong members at the franchise at your end for delivering great results for both the organizations.
Thank you, Rashish.
Thank you so much, Rashish.
Thank you, Sita. Thank you.
Thank you.